Yeah! All right. Lennon has pants like that.
Just like I remembered it. The first time that I met Cynthia, my one true love, she was walking down Ipanema Beach in Rio de Janeiro wearing a suit. But it wasn't a swimsuit or a bikini like the rest of the scantily clad Brazilians that day. And it wasn't a business suit either. It was a white spacesuit. Full on. A white spacesuit like astronauts wear when they frolic on the moon or tinker around in the Hubble Space Telescope. I squinted to make sure that I wasn't hallucinating. Oh my God. Who was this woman in the white spacesuit stepping over rows of dark orange and mahogany sunbathers? Just like an astronaut, she was completely protected from hostile worlds. Every other woman on the beach wore a string bikini, what the Brazilians call fio dental, dental floss, which is to say barely anything at all. But she wore a white spacesuit. I was surrounded by Brazilian supermodels, just like a scene from the movies. Yes, they were doting on me. The new American hunk on the beach. They whispered sweet nothings in my ear. But were just that. Nothing. I wanted something. I wanted that woman in the white spacesuit. Just a glance from her hips was enough. There was a goddess inside of that suit, and I was desperate to unwrap her. She passed by me by a few yards, but she didn't say anything. She looked right at me and put her arms out, miming wings and flight. She was asking me if I was free to join her. I looked around the beach. Who, me? I could see my reflection in her visor. Me standing there, mouth agape, absolutely dumbfounded at my own being absurdly enamored with an astronaut. With that, she made for the ocean with a childlike giddiness. She slipped into the water like a knife, despite the bulky suit. I took off my shirt and began to start after her. The Brazilian supermodels were not pleased. Miss Brazil 2010. Hey, onde você está indo? Hey, my new American pants. Just where do you think you're going? You would be crazy to leave me for that freak. I couldn't have cared less. I plunged in after the woman in the white spacesuit. Out past the break, I swam up next to her, looked right into her eyes to find two bright amber shining right out at me. Deep within the goldfish bowl, a grin began to unveil itself. She had that mischievous grin, Alice in Wonderland's Cheshire Cat. That mischievous grin that just hangs there in the darkness, beaming like a bright white sliver of the moon, even when the owner has left. It was wild to be meeting her like this. I marveled at my having fallen for of all the bombshells on the beach, the woman in the great white suit. She was one of life's greatest mysteries. And honestly, the cathedral of mystery is the only cathedral that I will ever worship at. You're an astronaut, aren't you? Is it true what they say? That you start to feel pretty darn meaningless, you realize just how big the universe is? She laughed at me. I will never, ever forget that. She laughed at me. Her laughter was fountain laughter. It bubbled up out of her. I couldn't help but smile and feel like the whole world was silly, and I was finally saved. My name is Eric. What's yours? My name is Cynthia, she told me. And I've never been to outer space. Why do you wear the astronaut suit then? Because I'm allergic to the sun. If I take off this suit, I'll die. I've been covered by spacesuits since the day I was born. Just one of these high-tech gloves cost 20,000 real. Over the years, my grandparents have sold every one of their worldly possessions to buy me the light-reflecting materials that I need, but there's nothing left to sell. This is my last suit, and it's almost worn out. In fact, this is my last day on the beach, before I have to retire to living with my grandparents for the rest of my life in their tiny apartment in downtown Rio. I'm so sad, she said. Everyone here on the beach, feeling the sun kissing their backs, feeling the waves licking their feet, and I'm stuck in this suit. I'll never feel the ocean on my skin. The story was so heartbreaking, it took my breath away. I choked on seawater. I started to go under. I felt her gloved hands underneath my arms. Cynthia! I woke up and was startled to find that she was nowhere in sight. I grew so nauseous at the thought that I had dreamt the entire encounter with the woman in the spacesuit. But I looked up and was instantly calmed by what I saw. Cynthia's mischievous Cheshire Cat brain was hanging there in the air next to me, even though she had disappeared. She had left it here for me to let me know that she felt the same way that I did.